Hello, it's Scott Manley here with part 31 of Xenonauts. It is the 30th of April 1980 and I think I can hear Dr. Snidely coming. The S6 Sentinel battlesuit is a combat exoskeleton designed for general combat usage. It offers less protection than the S2 Predator exoskeletons, but incorporates a personal jump unit and is not limited to using only heavy weapons. The helmet also features a unique camera system that allows the wearer 360-degree vision. The Sentinel contains thousands of tiny sensors that work to detect and augment the wearer's movement, making it operate more like a second skin than a half-ton armoured suit. It is capable of the same dexterity and range of motion as an unarmoured soldier, whilst also providing amplified strength and excellent protection. The helmet contains a full rebreather system and a variety of sensors and cameras linked directly to the helmet visor, giving the wearer unparalleled awareness of the battlefield around them. The jump unit does away with the miniaturized jet turbines of the buzzard and utilizes alien anti-gravity technology instead, resulting in a more compact device that also contains the suit reactor. It should be noted that this level of precision engineering would simply not be possible if the Sentinel were armoured as heavily as the Predator. The more primitive design still excels at soaking up damage and remains our best option for assault work, but the Sentinel is more versatile in combat. A mixture of the two designs would be a powerful combination. Taken together, they represent the final word in the development of battlefield protection. Well, thanks Dr. Snidely. Now, for your next trick, I think I would like you to take a look at those alien wraiths, an analysis of the captured wraith prisoner. In order to identify weaknesses, on completion our troops will gain a damage bonus against this alien species, which is pretty good because, well, it'd be good if I could select the right base. Yes, it would be good because I am meeting them and they are the most badass, I think, other than the Praetors. New manufacturing lets us manufacture the Sentinel battlesuit. And the Funding Council is still quite happy with what I'm doing. Only South America backed off their funding. Everybody else either has remained constant or given us a bonus. And that's good because at this stage I'm just building lots of those fancy new toys, trying to maximize my combat team effectiveness without actually taking them into combat. The engineers over at the Caribbean base have just built a Magstorm automatic magnetic field awesome weapon thing, and next they're going to start working on the Valkyrie dropship. The Harridan is by some distance the most relaxed of all our captives. Indeed, I occasionally wonder if it is even aware of its confinement. The creature is sealed within an armoured suit that cannot be removed without killing it. Our holding tank may be the lesser of two prisons. Performing an analysis on the Harridan has been a frustrating experience. It seems largely oblivious to our existence, so attracting its attention and engaging it in evaluatory tests is difficult. Our conclusions so far support the theory that these creatures are savants, demonstrating remarkable manual dexterity and an exceptional ability to process visual and spatial information, but little interest in any task that employs higher brain functions. Perhaps they see warfare as a simple mathematical task, nothing more than lining up their weapons and pulling the trigger. They may not even be aware that we are living creatures, assuming they are able to grasp the philosophical concept of life at all. It seems that these creatures are pitiful living tools, capable of limited emotion and little advanced thought. Ultimately, this does not make them any less effective battlefield implements. They are still superb marksmen and have excellent sight ranges. In an attempt to even the odds, we have summarized the most vulnerable areas of the Harridan armored suit in a document and issued it to your men. This should boost their damage against the species by approximately 10%. Seriously, dude? That's it? Just a list of weak points that we actually have to manually target? Well, anyway, just get down to your lab and start working on something. The hover tank or a mysterious alien hyperdrive device. That sounds like your speed. I'm sure you'll be able to glean all sorts of Nobel Prize winning information from it. Production of Magstorm is finished. Let's start arming our individuals. So Renata Marilova, we now have a new role. Mag Spice. We have Spice, Hot Spice, and Mag Spice. And the Mag Spice have the awesome Magstorm. And now that my engineers have some free time, they're going to start building out these Sentinel battle suits, which will of course start replacing the Wolf armor, putting everyone ultimately into Sentinel and Predator suits. Amputation of the glowing nodes on either side of the prisoners' heads appear to have stripped it of the power of teleportation, though I will retain the armed guards to ensure we are not being deceived. As usual, the summary of the creature's vulnerabilities has been distributed to your men and should increase their combat effectiveness by roughly 10%. The Wraith is a genuinely alien beast, while other specimens watch sullenly from inside their glass prisons as we work. Our captive Wraith is distractingly twitchy. It refuses to expose his back to us, instead turning its whole body to face whoever is closest to the holding tank. If approached simultaneously from different directions, it will spin on the spot until they leave, for literally hours at a time if necessary. Your men find this hilarious, but it is utterly infuriating if one is trying to concentrate. Ridiculous mannerisms aside, the Wraith scored excellently on all tests performed, demonstrating high levels of intelligence, superb sensory awareness, and lightning reflexes. They are also capable marksmen, and their physiology is deceptively resilient, even without their subdermal armor. The power of teleportation only makes them more effective. We have verified accounts of the beasts teleporting straight through walls of a sealed room. Thankfully, there appears to be a limited range to this ability, and the aliens take some time to readjust to their surroundings after making a jump, preventing them from firing their weapons immediately. Nevertheless, I suggest your soldiers watch their backs as closely as this beast guards its own. Well, assuming this Sentinel armor works as well as you suggest, it should be a lot easier to watch our backs. Now, what else do you have for us? Hover tank that can support our soldiers in battle. It will be both faster and more awesome than its predecessors. It seems to me the alien waves are coming less frequently all of a sudden. Oh, but I spoke too soon. The aliens are now sending mostly carriers with a couple of other support ships. Thankfully, I have a full complement of aircraft that can take these things down. And given my large cash reserves, I can pretty much let the locals airstrike the targets. During the wave, however, my Valkyrie dropship comes off the production line, and it's time to start reassigning everyone to this new and more awesome form of transportation. Meanwhile, Shrike 1 is decommissioned. So there we go, 10 fully equipped ground troops plus a tank to provide extra armoured support. And Major Carla Hansen becomes the first recipient of Sentinel armor. Her relatively high accuracy score makes her ideal because she'll be able to carry around this sniper rifle and shoot things from a distance using the flight capabilities. The alien hyperdrive is the extraterrestrial faster-than-light drive, allowing their vessels to jump distances in a few days that would ordinarily take thousands of years to traverse. It is a gateway to another dimension of the multiverse, hyperspace, which is equivalent size but has a rather different set of laws of its own. The hyperdrive is a large cylinder roughly 5 meters long by 1.5 meters wide. A plasma-filled tube runs the length of the device, suspended within 4 rotating electromagnetic rings. The power requirements for the device mean we have only been able to test it on microscopic objects. Sadly, none of your engineers were willing to donate their brain, but I believe I've discovered how it works. The electromagnets in the plasma tube together generate a magnetic field around the target, which acts as a tunnel between 2 linked points in hyperspace. In effect, the target is occupying 2 different locations at once, both of which are in another dimension. Once this hyperspace tunnel has been created, the device disengages. The target is promptly returned to our own dimension, but it cannot simultaneously exist in 2 places at once, so it is forced to occupy only one. Crucially, it appears the device somehow ensures that the destination point is always chosen over the origin point. Objects can therefore be transported almost unlimited distance with ease, although increased distance between the destination and origin does lead to increased power consumption. I do not know how this hyperspace gateway is open, nor explain the dramatically different laws of physics at work there. That work can be done once the war is over. All we know is that this device works, and that we must find a way to disable it. I suppose part of Operation Endgame we're going to do something along those lines, because looks like that's all we've got to research at this time, so better get on with it, huh? Yes, this episode is really getting dominated by Dr. Snidely because of our rapid research and no alien attacks. The Hyperion is a powerful hover tank designed to support Xenonaut strike teams in combat zones. It employs alien anti-gravity technology to skim roughly a meter above the ground at all times, ignoring normally impassable terrain such as water. The Hyperion has significantly better combat performance than the scimitar it replaces. It has greater mobility and can move much faster than its predecessor, but uses hardened alloys to derive increased protection from thinner armor plating. It is inherently more stable as a gun platform than as a tracked-wheeled vehicle, and has also been fitted with upgraded targeting computers, giving it excellent accuracy at all ranges. Although barely half the size of a modern battle tank, one of these skimmers could easily defeat an entire armoured platoon single-handedly. The skimming effect is provided by the anti-gravity generator, which reduces the effective weight of the tank to a couple of 100 kilos when active. Without it, the Hyperion is a 6-ton lump of immobile metal. Vectored thrust is then provided by a small jet turbine, producing the skim effect and allowing the precision manoeuvres required to operate the vehicle in confined spaces. The integrated AR-6 reactor requires a large amount of aluminium to construct, but it will provide enough power to maintain the anti-gravity field for at least a year. That should be more than enough time to settle this war, one way or another. Well, and we have nothing else to research, but I guess we can put the remaining scientists from the Asian base onto Operation Endgame. Did you come up with that name yourself, Dr. Snidely? Because I resent the implication that this alien invasion is some sort of game. Anyway, a week later, the aliens are back in town with a new ship, the Battleship, on a terror mission filled with Androns, Harridans, and a Praetor. Well, I guess I'm going to give it the full attention of my trio of marauders based in North Africa. Okay, Marauder Team Alpha is heading north over the Mediterranean to engage this new form of alien spacecraft. Unfortunately, it looks like it is currently over the Mediterranean, so we should tail it until we encounter it over land. We really want to engage it on the surface because we might have some new secrets, some new things to research. And finally we catch it over land, time to engage and bring it down. We have 3 marauders engaging afterburners to approach it as quickly as possible. We don't know what kind of firepower it has on the front, but if we can come up the rear and perhaps deliver missiles, we'll see how these things work. All torpedoes away, and target is down. That's a testament to the effectiveness of those fusion torpedoes. I'm not sure the plasma torpedoes would have been nearly as effective. Okay, let's dispatch our team to deal with Crash Site 141. It looks like despite the crash, none of the aliens have died. The good news is we now have 2 more troopers in our team because we have the new Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie lets you arrange your troops for the drop, so you can... I'm just putting them out so I make sure I'm facing every direction. You can see that I have in fact managed to upgrade everyone to Sentinel armor. There are people feeling dread already from the Praetor. So yeah, we can you can move around through the air, but you cannot fire when you're in the air. All the same, it's very useful as a scout suit because you can pop up, see the targets, and then get back on the ground to pull yourself out of the firing arcs. And that's what I'm doing here. This elite strike team is very much dominated by women. They have proved exceptionally effective at their jobs, and we get to see girl power whenever we fire big weapons and kill aliens. Okay, well, let's do a little more of that. Suppressed him. We haven't quite killed him yet. I anticipate a lot of clearing forests. Oh, that wasn't so good. You missed completely. I do think that this is the first mission where I'm actually testing the Magstorm and the Sentinel armor, so of course this is a great field test. How many people does it take to kill a Harridan? Ah, well, 1 apparently with a sniper rifle from halfway across the map. Good job, Max. Showing that you can keep up with the girls, eh? Actually, I'm exaggerating. I think 60% of the team are women, 40% are male. So actually it is much closer to a 50-50 ratio that you would expect randomly. However, most of the Spice Troopers are women. You might see there's some animation glitches as the thing was flying. I have no idea what was causing that. I tried it several times, or I found it several times. I did my best to fix it, but they moved around terribly. This is of course the Community Edition I was running with, and they have since pushed out some more updates to the Community Edition and the game. They've added Steam Workshop support as well for for modding. I haven't actually used Steam Workshop for these mods. Those were all installed manually. Anyway, talking about manually, it's time for Mia to manually depress the trigger and shoot at this Andron. That's one, and no shot there. Max Goldberg. Oh, brilliant. That's your second kill of the day, sir. Hats off to you, sir. Unless, of course, you're on the team wearing these helmets, in which case, please keep your helmets on because we are currently engaged to the enemy, including this particular one. One of the interesting things about being able to fly over the map and see the hostiles early is I did find myself moving into positions and then shooting down obstacles because they were in the way, and it was the fastest way to actually engage the enemy. It's just a shame that it's like April, because it would be really nice to be harvesting these trees for Christmas. They all look so good. We could take them back home and you know, have Christmas trees everywhere. Maybe it would improve morale. Maybe Dr. Snidely could leave some Christmas presents underneath the tree in the form of new high-tech weapons. So yeah, we know the Andron is hiding behind those trees, so the best thing to do is to take the tank or the scimitar and demolish as many of these trees as possible so that my spice troopers can introduce the Androns to the Magstorm. I almost feel bad for the team that spent all that hard work developing the plasma weapons and then were like, nah, we're going to skip straight forward to this mag stuff because it's pretty much superior in every single measurable way. Now this is an interesting feature. The battleship appears to have some teleport plates outside. Now, I'm guessing you can use those to teleport into the ship, but also equally, we can have hostiles teleport out of the ship to engage us. There is at least one hostile sitting next to that pad, potentially guarding it. We shall make a point of moving in quickly and engaging to make sure that they're not sending reinforcements. Renata Marilova with a Magstorm. Ah, brilliant! Taking it down almost instantly. Now there's only one hostile visible in the map, but we're not sure what it's going to do. Yeah, it looks like we can actually shoot through the front window of this spacecraft, or at least there's a hostile up here, which we can engage. And kill! That's another Harridan. Now I'm not sure that hostile was actually inside the spacecraft, it could have been standing on top. I know it looked like it was in the inside, but the collision layers for the UFOs can sometimes be a little confusing. Okay, so taking to the air and looking for this bad guy. And obviously not looking for him in a place where I'll get myself shot. Yep, looks like this one is unguarded. Still, I must be supremely cautious in my approach to these. We have no actual idea of the internal layout of this battleship yet, since we've never actually encountered a battleship before, so it's entirely speculation. Obviously the tank is going to have to go in the front door. Other people can go through the teleporters, but we want to make sure that we secure them from all directions first. You can see that despite most of the team having moved to mag weapons, there's still a couple of people who we haven't yet supplied. They're using plasma or in some cases laser weapons. And again, it's time for the alien turn. What's it doing? They're moving and people are getting filled with dread, which means they lose action points. That's why, or sorry, other time units. You can see that a number of the individuals have less time units than they should at the start of the turn. That's what dread is doing to you. I'm presuming the Praetors can also attack via hallucination and straight up mind control. Obviously the best way to deal with that is to kill the Praetor as quickly as possible, but yeah, you know, there's 20 other aliens between me and him. Okay, I've shot a bunch of them right now, but there's still quite a lot of aliens to deal with. For security reasons, of course, we're sending some extra team this direction around the sides just to make sure that there's no aliens down there that need dealt with. And Sophia becomes the first to step through the teleporter and inside and sees nothing from here. So we'll teleport back out for now. We still have an Andron out there. She can stand on that pad and stop the aliens teleporting in. This is not possible in the newest Community Edition now. Newest Community Edition adds telefrags. So if you attempt to secure a teleporter to stop an alien coming down, then they will actually kill you when they attempt to come down. Speaking of killing, I think we're in a good position to start engaging this Andron. Ha! One burst from Sophie Collins and her Magstorm. Now let's go in the front door of the UFO, and we see another one. Full on mag storm does not injure the target. That is not good. Second attempt with the plasma weapon, Lewis Mitchell. And final, Mia with her laser. That's actually a pretty sweet comparison there. You can get to see all the weapons firing side by side. I have left enough time units so I could bring my troops back and let the scimitar move in and perhaps scout the area looking for the bad guys. At this point, I will probably be able to replace the scimitar with the Hyperion hover tank, which will perhaps make things a little better. I mean, really, I'm kind of interested as to whether I will be able to bring a tank with me into Operation Endgame, whatever that is. But although, truthfully, this scimitar takes a lot more damage thanks to the Armoured Warfare mod. Anyway, moving swiftly in and on and around, we have secured the first level of the battleship. And it's just a question of making sure we have firepower. That is an interesting gizmo there on the ground floor. I wonder what it is. It looks like a miniaturized version of the travel device from Contact. Anyway, whatever happens, our scientists will no doubt be very interested in that gizmo. We've seen there's some alien hyperdrives there, I think, or there's some generators. I don't know. We're all cool here. So I'm deciding not to actually teleport those people in, because I'm going to teleport them in and out immediately. And now we're all assembling to make sure we can head through the teleporter and immediately start storming the building as quickly as possible. Did I say building? I really meant UFO. Okay, now we're ready to teleport up. We have 2 androids, so I deliberately shoot the distant one because a number of shots would hit the close one instead. And, oh, we get another one behind us as well. Sweet. There's a lot of androids up here. Mag Storm. There we go. Excellent. Teleport out. And who else do we have? We have, yes, Burst Fire from Tapio Mackinnon finishing off the Andron. Okay, now those aliens are downed, it's time to start exploring the middle section of this UFO. And if you look, it is a whole lot smaller than that ground floor. I'm not sure what the exact layout of this is. I'm just wondering if it continues straight up as a bunch of these little floors, or if we have bigger floors or something else at different levels. We will find out. Right now we've moved ourselves down into position, but we didn't have enough time units to get up point blank and be ready to unleash, you know, a hail of lead into anything attempting to go through. And nothing. Okay, anything through here? Nope, nothing through here. And we know that thanks to the 360 degrees viewing angle, which comes with the Sentinel armor. Well, looks like we've secured the first 3 floors. Let's just keep doing this one turn at a time, because the longer we hang out, the longer, or more likely, we're going to get hit by a psionic attack that could do something really embarrassingly bad. I would have loved to have played this in Iron Man mode, but you know, if I had done that, I would have rage quit, because there's a couple of bugs that required me to reload from an earlier save. That every now and then you would try to send your fighters home and they wouldn't land, they would get stuck in the air, things like that. So in the end, I'm really glad that I had the capability to reload from those old saves. That would have been bad news. Anyway, we're ready to step onto the bridge. Oh wow, and we meet Mia back and immediately getting shot in the back end by a Harridan. We have Androns, we have Harridans, we have a Praetor up here somewhere. Next, Lewis Mitchell. You could go that way, or we can move there. Renata. Oh wow, yes! Stepped through. I like how Mia stepped in and totally didn't notice there was an Andron in front of her. Whoa! What is that? That is the Praetor with their epic gun, with their epic sounds, and a complete disregard for the consequences of shooting a fusion reactor. So Kate Adams lays down a smoke screen because we need to make sure that we defend our troops. So I can just about squeeze Lewis onto this pad with enough time units to shoot at one of these targets. Oh! And he takes out the hyperdrive as well. And I've just noticed there's actually a Harridan there as well. Wow. He's stuck on that pad and can't teleport back, so we need to make sure we kill as many of these hostiles as possible. So he's kneeling down, because that will, of course, reduce the cross section, but he'll still be vulnerable to some of the heavy weapons that just blow holes in things. Tapio Mäkinen takes a different route. He's going to come out around the back of them, hopefully get a clear shot at some of these targets. There are a lot of aliens here. Bad news, seriously. See, hopefully by moving as many of my troops up as possible, it should give the hostiles more things to shoot at, and therefore less likely to shoot Lewis while he's exposed. Oh yeah, missed both of those shots. Now we've made it through that first turn. I'm pretty sure we're going to move very quickly through the bridge. Some more dread coming in, and some lasers hitting this Praetor. Lewis is of course waiting to use the plasma on it, and oh yeah, we also suppressed the Harridan as well, and he can move safely out of the firing area, firing line. Now Max Goldberg with his sniper. Brilliant, scoring a hat trick of kills on this mission, which is pretty rare for someone that isn't actually carrying a fully automatic giant heavy weapon. And here we have Tapio Mäkinen trying to figure out the most efficient way for him to shoot bad guys. Oh, he's been shot and he's bleeding. That is potentially a problem. Carla Hansen zipping around the corner, and Maxime Durand getting in, and he's going to shoot that guy or that guy. It's a good question. I think he'll go for this one. So that's us down to 2 known hostiles. I honestly haven't been keeping count, and I don't know how many more I expect. Sophie Collins, yes, excellent. And finally, Mia Bakken shooting in the back end for the final kill. So that battleship has some new goodies in the form of a data core, singularity core, and a Praetor leader corpse. So yeah, we'll investigate those in the next episode. Until then, I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.